Okay, so I'm pulling up my my Heisman, how I vote, right? And I want to share this, and we can share it however you'd like, Jim, because I do think it's important to talk about it, and then we'll get to the Big 12 preview. Um, Number one, I have 10 points on my scale. One is competitive dominance. Like, have you dominated in highly competitive moments? Cam Scatterbo, check. Power 5 filter. I don't care how you play against Mercer. I want to see how you've done. Power 4 filter it should be instead. Third, would I pay money to watch you play? I'd pay money to watch at least the guys I'm thinking about voting for: Tyler Warren, Cam Scatterbo, Travis Hunter, Dylan Gabriel, and Ashton Genty. 4, can you process? I think that's a big part of this thing. Like, I want a Heisman winner that I think will thrive in any setting, right? Including the next. And that's really probably quarterback centric. 5, it factor. Like, what kind of guy are you? To me, the it factor is defined as you walk into a room, people feel your presence, and you make them better. 6, injury factor. I think it's fair to bring into account, like, Travis Hunter been banged up here and there. Like, should he get dinged for it? Not dramatically, but it's an element. Cam Scatterbo missed a game. Should he get dinged for it? It's a factor. I think there's something to that. Did you win your league? I value that, right? I really do. And I think that's clearly a knock against Colorado right now and Travis Hunter. And I just think it's fair. Now, they tied for first in the conference, so not as much, but it's a factor. 8, I go to the analytics, PFF, Sports Source, wherever you want to go. 9, this is a big one. This is, to me, community. I call it integrity. Like, what are you doing within your community? I'm not into you're just a professional athlete. Like, are you snubbing people after the game? How are you with kids? Like, what do you like in your community? Are you there just to play ball, or are you there to really be transformational within your school? Because if you win the award, you're going to be talked about with the school for pretty much the next 50 years at
Forever,
least.
Yeah.
And then 10 is your performance on big stages. And I do 2 elements of that. I do a real-time grade and I watch it. And then this week I'm going back and watching all their big time games, all their big stage games, just to see, what did Cam Scatterbo really do when the game was on the line? What did Travis Hunter do when the game was on the line? I don't care about a touchdown and blowout time. I want to know critical moments. 4th and 9, Dylan Gabriel against Wisconsin, coming off the field off a jump around. Find me a better throw, more pressure-packed throw in the country this year. You could argue, hey, Carson Beck had one that was pretty impressive a couple weeks ago in their game against, or I guess a long time ago in their game against Texas. So anyway, that's where I net out. We will be there next week. We'll have more on that next week. But for the voters, and you listen to this or watching this, I want to know, what is your process? Because it better not be I go to the straw poll and see what everybody else tells me to do. It's BS. Should lose your vote.
100%.
And I am on this. I think that the 900 plus people, I know you honor your vote, but I think way too many have it. And if that means I lost mine because they were going to pare it down, okay. I just think it's too much. And I'll say this. I've talked to too many people in different regions that say, well, I always vote for a guy in my region, or I always vote for a guy in my conference. And I get that, but it's not a vote that's leading with integrity around the award. Like, I just don't think, I get it as a West Coast guy. Like, you always wanted to give a West Coast guy some love. I get that, but that's not what the award stands for. And now this year we've got multiple players who are either on the West Coast, like Cam Ward, or have West Coast ties. Like Cam Ward. He's got the ties, and then we got a bunch of people that reside out here. And then the South has, I don't even know who they would argue is their biggest candidate. Maybe they'd say it's Cam Ward now versus Jalen Milroe, who I think fell off after the trip, if we want to call it that. So that's my Heisman thought. Let's get